So I'm taking a walk today from the top of Queen Street into, well, High Street and down High Street to St. Mary Street. So on the right here, it's a city with a castle right in the centre of it. And on the left, it's got the Rummer Tavern. This used to be my favourite tavern in Cardiff, the oldest one in Cardiff, but it's not my favourite pub anymore. So we're walking down. Make sure you keep away from the road because it's quite dangerous there sometimes. But we're going down this Duke Street arcade, and Cardiff is full of these arcades. But I was a bit disappointed with this one. So they've got shops and eateries at the beginning, but when you go in, a lot of the units are empty. And, this is a bit disappointing because I remember when these used to be really vibrant. But when we get into it a bit, it looks like they've put the rents up or something to get people out because they want to redevelop it into more of a gastro type of arcade. So you can see here, all the shops have gone, but the cafes seem to be here. There's a tattoo place there, and we're going down now to Barker's. Now Barker's Tea Rooms, I think it's called, and that's a nice place to sit. It's a bit claustrophobic for me, and I'm not really a cake eater, but Mrs. M seems to like it. There we go past here, and again, there's at the entrances, there's places to have some food and things, but these empty units, they bother me slightly. Anyway, the good thing about Cardiff is it's flat. So if you do have any mobility problems at all, Cardiff is a good city to go. So instead of turning left down High Street into St. Mary Street, we're going to turn right now, and we're going back to where we were going to be. And on the left hand side, there's tons of these high-end cocktail bars opened up. My daughter loves them, but frankly, they're a bit expensive for my taste. And on the right used to be one of my favourite shops in Cardiff, Cranes. It used to be a fantastic music shop. But a few years back, they changed it into a fish restaurant, and now it's the Welsh House. And I've read and I've heard some good reviews about it. And on the right, you've got the Bluebell. And there's two parts to it now. There's a part on the left that used to be a craft pub, and this part here on the right, that's the old Bluebell. If you've been in Cardiff the last 10-15 years, they changed to the Goat Major, but the traditional name was Bluebell when I came to Cardiff in the 80s. So the Cardiff Castle there, it's free to go in, I think, but you've got to pay if you want to get the guided tour and everything. And on the right hand side, there's a few shops like this in Cardiff for your souvenirs and things like that. And if you walk down, you've even got some more arcades coming up, which is interesting, isn't it? And you've got some interesting shops in the arcades because you can start a business quite cheaply, and some interesting small cafes and everything like that, as well as these big places like Revolution that you've got there. And if we go down, that's another view of the castle, of course. But if you go down here, this used to be the Four Bars in the 80s. Then it turned into Dempsey's, like an Irish string bar. And then Gareth Bale took it over. So it's 11's now. And some great memorabilia there. And on the corner here, you've got Mad Dog Brewery. And they actually brew in Cardiff in the back there. And there's a window you can actually look in. So if you like your craft brewery, it's well worth going in there. So this is Womanby Street, and it's a music mecca for a lot of people. So the first place is newish, I think. Well, last 10 years or so. It's the Fuel Club or whatever. and a lot of rock bands go there. So that's well worth a visit if you're into your heavy metal, rock, alternative rock. That's a place to go into. And they have a market there once a month, I think, for alternative things. But behind you is probably the most famous music venue in Cardiff, Club Bach, also known as Welsh Club. And it's got floors and floors and different stages. And yeah, that's a great place to go to. And behind me, I didn't show it there, I think they've got the Moon Club that also has some live bands there from time to time. And on the right hand side to me there, I'm not showing it very well, it's our first Weatherspoons. So that's the back of the Weatherspoons there. They wanted to build a hotel on top, but I don't think they got planning permission because, you know, of all the music venues. And at the end of the street, we've got the Tiny Rebel pub. Now, this is really interesting because the street, Wimbury Street, it starts and stops with a craft pub. But I'm not going to go in there today. Where I went today was opposite there, and it's probably now my favourite pub in Cardiff. It's the City Arms. Always packed on a match day, always packed when there's something on, and it's still unspoiled. And yeah, there I am, tasting a pint of Reverend James, and that was very nice as well. So some pictures up on the wall now, probably I was taking it there. And then leaving it, walking up, I think this is called Wharf Street or something. There's a couple of good restaurants here. There's the Asador 44, which is very nice, and also Casanova. And what I would do is, with those two, they get quite busy, so I recommend you go and get the lunch menu, because at lunchtime they are quite quiet. Not quite quiet, but you get a table there quite easily, or I have had a table there quite easily. Now opposite there, you go up to where Dick Panderin was hung, and we'll go up there another visit if people want it. And now we're walking down High Street, and at some point this turns into St Mary Street. On the right hand side, we've got the Flight Club. Sorry, left hand side we've got the Flight Club, darts themed. My wife went there and she said it was really good and really exciting. And then there's the entrance to the market. Behind me we've got a Jamaican eating place, and also we've got another cocktail bar. And yeah, we're just going down here now, and this is pedestrian, and this is the centre of the nightlife really at night. You know, at night this gets leery, this gets loud, this gets exciting. And that's another traditional Cardiff pub, the Borough. Well worth a visit if you like traditional pubs. And then we walk down here now, and again on the left hand side, that used to be the old House of Fraser. I think in the middle of it they're going to turn that into a gastro type of thing as well, but it'd be really good when they redevelop this. It used to be quite a good shop to wander around. I used to go there on Christmas Eve just to buy all my presents, and then go to the rummers and then go home. And then you've got these eateries, and you've got clubs, and you've got everything on your right hand side, and then you've got more things on the left hand side. And if you see on the left hand side where the Ladbrokes is, if you go down there, they've got a music shop called GM Music, and it's a little, you know, nice music shop with things in it, you know, old fashioned music shop that you don't see anymore. And you go down here, and on the left hand side you've got the Cottage. Now the Cottage closed down for a while. I'm really glad to see it back open. And the Cottage and the Borough, you know, this street has a lot of pubs on it, but yeah, the good pubs. And on the, you know, pop world. Does every town have a pop world in it? I don't know. And we're just going down here. You can see the entrances to arcades coming up, and you've got your McDonald's and things like that. Interesting. They've got a spa there now and a Tesco as well. And things like that didn't exist in the past. You had to go into a bar, didn't you, to have a drink, but people go in there, buy cans or whatever. So that's an entrance to another arcade. And there's some really interesting eateries down here. You had back there, I think it was Tea Madeira, which is the Portuguese restaurant. That's really nice. I enjoy it in there. And you've got these things that just pop up, and you don't know if they're a fad or not, and you don't know how long they're going to be there. So you've got Eat the Bird. My son says it's nice. And you've got down there, you've got another arcade. Now this is new apparently. I know lots of people have been there and they enjoy it. It's Proud Mary. It says it's a pub. I don't know. So go down there, and then this is the entry to the brewery quarter. So you've got some restaurants down there. That used to be the old Brains Brewery years gone by, and the old bus stop is down there, so the new bus stop. And then this is the Prince of Wales, another Wetherspoons. And then you're going down here, you've got the brew house, which used to be the Hard Rock Cafe, and they sell food now. And on the corner they've got the Cambrian, also known as the Old Cambrian Tap, which used to be a fantastic pub. Not so much these days. Anyway, if you've liked this, just like, subscribe, and tell me where you want to see in Cardiff. I'm out.